we got 10 minutes left? Yeah, 10 minutes left. Yeah. I want to tell you about some of my projects as Poet Laureate that Rustin mentioned a few in the beginning. And one is that I founded this up-and-coming, wild and woolly, energetic group at Iowa State called Ag Arts. It's really funny because at Iowa State we have things like Ag Biz, and stuff like that. So we have Ag Arts now, and it's farmers, gardeners, writers, theater artists, visual artists, painters, sculptors who want to find the intersection of arts and agriculture. And it's the most energetic group of people I've ever been around. It's really, really fun. And Fred Kirschman, who is a fellow at the Leopold Center at Iowa State, called me up one day and he said, it was his idea actually, he said, hey, I think we should start a group about arts and agriculture. And he said, I'll open my home if you'll invite some people over and we'll talk about it. So I sent out 8 emails thinking there might be 4 or 5 of us there. And Carolyn, his wife, was like emailing me, how many people did you invite? How many people did I, how much food did I get ready? I said, I don't know, 8 at the most. And 45 people showed up. This invitation, it was great. And it's been going great guns ever since. And so we have readings and panels and films and film festivals, and we give grants, and the grants are the most fun part of the whole thing. We have a potluck dinner. We call it Local Wonders Dinner, and everybody brings this beautiful, wonderful local food, and then you put a donation in the basket. And then anybody can get up and present for 5 minutes an idea, a proposal of something project that they would like to do. And the only requirements are that it intersects arts and agriculture, and then it will be displayed or performed or something exhibited locally at first, and then can go on and do other things. And so we have 6 to 10 people present their idea, and then the people who are there, right then and there, vote on the best one, and the person takes the money in the basket. And the money in the basket can be $500 to $1,000. And then they usually take that money and use it as matching funds to get Iowa Arts Council grants or other grants. They use it as seed money, and then the winner comes back at the next dinner. We're having these every 6 months now, and then they do their thing. They sing us their song, or the coolest thing was I had it's just not just arts and performing, but I had a farmer call me right before Christmas and said, I would like to put my grass, what a grass waterway is. Yeah. I would like to seed down my grass waterway in wildflowers. So it would be this just incredible swath of color and beauty. And so, can I get an Ag Arts grant for that? And I'm like, well, why not? You just come and talk up your project. So it's projects both with the land on the farm and garden. We're going to have a scarecrow contest this coming year, and other things that people think up. Then I have a class that I just set up on my own for people with disabilities, and it's a free creative writing class for anybody with any kind of disability, and it's online, so you don't have to go anywhere. Because I learned through this experience that it's, if you've got movement disabilities, it's hard to get some places. And you just get online. It's for a month in the summer, and one of my graduate students that I've trained teaches it, and once again, it's really successful. If you want to be in it, just email me. We're going to do it again this summer. And I had grants from Johnson & Johnson in the beginning, and now I'm just funding it out of my own pocket. I'm looking for other grants for that. And then the third project that Rustin talked about is I have a website called iowalit.com, and you can get on there and post a piece of writing and get peer critique on there. And if you take one of my business cards on the table, it has that website on it. And that's all you have to do is just sign in. That's all free and everything. So I also am touring. I'm always on tour with Farmscape that Rustin was telling you about. I wrote a play that's based on interviews of real people in the changing rural environment. I wrote it with my students, and then we wound it was 10 people on the stage who never in reality met each other, but on the stage they're having conversation about all the changes that are occurring in the Farmscape. And it's a Reader's Theater event, so it doesn't take much of anything to produce, and you don't have to memorize lines, and real people usually take the parts. It doesn't have to be professional actors. And I've been touring this for like 3 years, and it's really been one of the most amazing things I've ever done in my life. I've been into colleges and universities, but small towns, museums, coffee shops, restaurants have sponsored it. We even did it in a beauty parlor once. I couldn't believe that show, but we did. And the response is remarkable. We have a talk back, a post-performance discussion, which can be as dramatic as the play itself. And I've refereed shouting matches between, big industrial agriculture producers and grass-fed beef producers, and you can get very heated. At the same time, I did a show once, and the show is framed in an auction during the farm crisis, where a man's losing his farm, and he becomes like the central character in the play. His name is Martin, and we did the show, and then I always get up on the stage and ask for responses. And there was a man in the front row, and he was in like a 3-piece suit, and this is not what I was expecting. And he stood up and he thanked us all for coming and told me how much he enjoyed it, and then he burst into tears. And and I stood there, and he said, "You see, Martin up there, that's my real brother.
God.
That was my farm that you see being auctioned off there." So it really hits home, and if you're interested in that show, once again, just get one of my business cards and send me an email, and I'm happy to work with you. So I think we now have 4 minutes left, and I'll take any questions you have. Yeah.
Do you mean when